Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Today I want to show you how to make a marzipan crumb cherry cake. I consider crumb cakes as a winter cakes because they have a very similar texture, that buttery texture that reminds you of a pie, and we eat a lot of pies in the fall and winter, and I'm sure something like this you can put together very easily if you have just some frozen fruit or berries in your freezer, and this cake will certainly impress your guests if they're just right around the corner. First, we need to make our marzipan crumb topping. For that, we're gonna need 2 packages, 27 grams each, which is gonna be about 55 grams of marzipan. And marzipan is pretty much an almond paste. It's some blanched almonds and sugar. We're also gonna need about 200 grams of flour and 1 stick of butter that we're gonna melt. In a large bowl, add your marzipan, and marzipan is kind of like a sticky paste. We're gonna try to crumble it as much as we can. So first, start crumbling it with your hands just to break it into pieces. This process can be done in a food processor if you wish. That will speed it up a little bit. But also what will speed up the crumbling process is when we add flour to it. It will separate the crumbs. And of course, if you have this tool, which is called a pastry cutter, you can help yourself by using this tool, make a very fine crumbs, just like that. Then we're gonna add some melted butter, and we're just gonna mix it with a fork until the crumbs are coated with the butter, and we're gonna refrigerate our crumbs for about 20 minutes. Although our batter is going to contain a lot of butter, we still need to butter our form. And I'm using this form, which is kind of like an old-fashioned form. It's not a spring form. It just has the bottom that comes out. And I really like it for cakes like this. So you need to butter it really well. And if you have those circles, the parchment paper circles, you just need to put one on the bottom. For a cake batter, we're gonna need 250 grams of softened butter, 100 grams of sugar, 250 grams of flour. We're gonna need 1 teaspoon of vanilla powder. We're gonna need 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder. We're gonna need half a teaspoon of salt and 1 egg. And then you would need 2 pounds of fresh or frozen cherries. Mine were frozen, so I thawed them out and drained the liquid. Before we start making our batter, we need to combine our dry ingredients, which are flour, salt, and baking powder. We just need to mix those together, and we're gonna start making our cake. In the bowl of a stand-up mixer, add your softened butter, and we're going to use the paddle attachment just to cream the butter for a couple minutes. After the butter has been creamed, we're going to add the sugar, and we're going to cream those together for about 5 minutes when everything is all combined. You can occasionally stop the mixer and scrape down the bowl, make sure all the ingredients are combined. And at this point, we're going to add 1 egg, and we're gonna mix those together. It's a very simple recipe for making any type of cakes. And then we're gonna add our vanilla powder, and gradually we're gonna start adding our dry ingredients to this batter. Now, the batter for this cake is not very runny. It's somewhat like a pie batter or like a pie crust, I think, consistency. And so when you added all the flour, just give it a quick mix, just scrape down the bowl, and it's ready. Then you need to transfer your batter into our buttered dish, and you can use a rectangular dish or a round one like I have, and it depends on what you like. You like to have slices of cake, or you like to have squares of cake. And then you need to spread this batter evenly on the bottom of that form, going from the middle to the sides and making the sides a little bit higher, so your cherries, when they release the juice, they don't drip on the sides. Then you need to spread your cherries evenly on top of that batter. And you can use any type of berries if you like. You can use raspberries, you can use strawberries, you can use blueberries. Anything that you like, any type of berry you like, would work for this cake. Then take your crumb topping out of the fridge and start sprinkling it over your cherries. The reason we refrigerated our crumbs so the butter will set, and the crumbs when they're baked are gonna come out much crispier and much flakier, almost like a pie. Bake your cake at 375 degrees for 35 to 45 minutes or until the crumbs have browned. Let your cake cool down a little bit before you take it out of your form, and after that you can remove the form, you can remove the paper, and it's ready to be served. Then cut a slice of this wonderful cake and enjoy it. I actually made this yesterday and I enjoyed a slice of this wonderful cake for breakfast today because I didn't feel like making breakfast, so here you go. That was my breakfast. It was a cup of tea and this wonderful cake that tastes absolutely amazing. The tartness of the cherries, the sweetness of the dough, and that flaky and crumbly topping made out of marzipan. I think you're gonna really enjoy this cake. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye.